Hello my dear friends, this is a PaintyKat. My name is Catherine. Today we're gonna learn basic technique in acrylic paintings. It's a blending and we're gonna blend wet in wet. Here 4 parts, and the first part I gonna demonstrate in a real time with very detailed comments about process. This is a color circle. We're gonna paint with just 3 colors. It's red, yellow and blue. And let's take a look. Red and yellow gonna give us orange color, and opposite to orange is the same blue again. About colors I use today, it's a white, it's a yellow medium and cobalt blue. I will use IKEA brushes. Any flat synthetic smooth brush will do the same. From where to start? First color, white plus yellow. Blend it and just put, let's imagine it's the center. I will paint a little bit closer to the bottom part here. Blend it left to the right. Spread color, try to fill acrylic really well. Don't be greedy about color, you have to paint with a nice amount of paint. Next, it's a mixing of red and yellow. It's giving an orange color, another stripe. And as soon as 2 stripes here, blended in a circle. I have a tiny accident with red because my color is placed really close to my canvas for demonstration. But even so, when your 2 colors still staying wet, yellow and orange, both wet, it's really easy to blend them together. Important to remember a moment, you have to put nice amount of acrylic on your canvas. If you will put a really tiny one, colors will not blend really well because of amount issue. Try to put a really enough acrylic. Next, it's a red, and this time I will leave a sharp edge here. Later I will demonstrate to you how to blend wet into the dry. Wanna change your gradient? That's easy. I will take a smaller brush, same type, flat and smooth brush. Still wet color. Yes, acrylic well known about its drying fast, but it's not extremely fast. You still have like 7 till 10 minutes to blend it. And I'm blending light yellow all the way down. I'm not going up. If I will go up, take a look what's going on here. It's a visible stripe and you risking to lose all light yellow this way. Always go from those color you want to bring into your gradient. Light yellow, really easy. Blend it in and go a little bit down. Again, all colors right now still staying wet. Wet in wet, acrylics, one of the most simple blending ever. Month by month, I'm planning to demonstrate all blending techniques to you because again, it's some other ways to blend colors smoothly. Right now, let's train this way. Let's go further. Orange again. You know, I don't like an idea train for nothing. I don't want to waste my canvases, even a small one, for just a training blending. So let's create completed composition, and because of colors, it's gonna be a sunset. Next one, red and blue, giving a violet. You can control it. If you wanna get more lilac shade, you have to add more red. If you wanna get more violet shade, you have to add more cobalt blue. Please, for this tutorial, use those colors I recommend today. Sometimes it's replaceable, can be, but about red and a blue. These two can be mixed in a mud combination. Why it's happened? Because red can be very different in acrylic. It can be vermilion, which is warm tone, or it can be metallic red, which is cold tone. Blue the same. We have so many different blues. It can be ultramarine or phthalo blue, and it's not mixing with red with a clear result. Please use just a simple red and a simple blue color. If you will mix warm to cold tone, usually it's giving a mud combination. When you're just starting, you have to learn from the basics, from the really simple colors, and later you can add more and more complicated colors on your palette. So here, after orange, I blended to the violet and then to the clear cobalt blue. Many colors blended already, and take a look, I blend them separately. Yellow to red, blended. Yellow to orange, blended. It's not the way like I put all here. Yellow, orange, red, blue, violet, and only after started to blend. If you're just a beginner, please do the same, blend them one by one. Next, I dry this red, especially with a hairdryer, and let me demonstrate to you right now. I can't blend it smoothly with a red. See? It's going on top of the red and not blending together. What to do in this situation? You have to mix middle shade first. So it's blending yellow and red together. First blend them on your palette. It's a light orange. Put stripe of this color between them. It's blending nicely with the yellow because yellow still staying wet. Wet in wet, always blending nicely. And yes, you have to put an extra red, which is fresh and wet, and blend it with orange. Blending part done, but it's just a base for future landscape. I like to combine soft and hard brushstrokes together. Second part, I will dry my gradient with a hairdryer, and I recommend to you do the same and check if there are no any half transparent stripes. That can be if you used too watery consistency. If you have those, you have to fix it by adding a new colors on top. I use a sponge, round sponge, about 5 centimeters or so. I covered it with a white and I did a stamp. So it's gonna be a sun. A really easy way to create a perfect shape of your sun, and it depends the size of your canvas. Some sponges can be smaller, some sponges can be bigger. Just, very easy way to create perfectly round shape. And by the way, from this moment I will demonstrate everything speed up in twice. If you have to slow it, you can do it through their YouTube panel. For my patrons on a Patreon, a real-time process available. Blending is important, true, but it's not the whole painting. Usually it's looking too boring if you will blend just everything. I like to combine together really smooth areas and areas with half smooth edges and sharp edges. Sun, for example, it's a sharp shape. Orange clouds, I like to put color with a flat brush. It's a brush number 10, and I like to blend it a little bit with a natural Bristol round brush. This brush, natural Bristol, it's not that soft as synthetic brushes, and it's giving you better control on area. If big flat brushes giving you ability blend everything around, smaller brushes giving you ability to blend just a half of your brush stroke, another half can keep sharper edge. Like here, take a look. Around sun, I can go with orange, and I will keep edge sharp there where it's touching a sun shape, and I can easily blend all other parts of this brush stroke. Some clouds can keep a really sharp edges. Also, I like to blend with my fingers. For example, this small clouds on top, I can blend it a little bit with my finger. Same here. And it's looking really interesting. Smooth sky and not that smooth clouds on top. If I like to bring a little bit of color, I'm trying to slide on top of the canvas, and I'm not rubbing color too deep into the canvas. Let's blend a little bit of lilac color. I'd say it's a lilac, not a violet one, right? And I will blend it on top. It's a wet color on top of the dry colors. This way, blending area looking not that smooth, still some brush strokes are visible, but I like this effect. Let's highlight those clouds we already created with a little bit of light yellow. And maybe it's a light orange, because I feel like I mixed a little bit of red into this shade. This way I'm not blending colors at all. I just put it on top of the canvas with a really light and long brush strokes. Not blending colors at all. It's still looking a little bit soft, but only by the shape and material of my brush. It's a flat and oval brush, and it's a synthetic. And I will bring a little bit of blue on top. Again, wet on top of a dry acrylic. It's possible to blend better if you will grab a natural Bristol brush. Just do really intense moves. Let's go on a third part here. I want to use, so I'm demonstrating to you my mole stick. It's possible to use just a ruler if before you dry your canvas really well with a hairdryer. Sometimes it's just not possible. For example, if you have to keep a previous layers wet, or you're painting with oil. Mole stick not touching a canvas, but still giving you ability to paint long and straight lines. Water. What type, what kind of the waves will fit this landscape the most? It's I believe it's ripples on water, really tiny and sharp-edged waves, because this sky already smooth enough. So I'm using brush number 8 from my set of different brushes. It's a round brush with a pointy tip. Try not to paint with too long brush strokes. First of all, try just to print your brush. Touch canvas, do a little bit of brush stroke, maybe a half centimeter, and that's enough. Second, use a proper amount of acrylic. Don't try to save it somehow or to use a little amount, because this way those brush strokes will look too translucent, I believe. You have to use a nice amount of paint most of the time. And third moment here, try to combine colors with different tones. For example, first I used just a red color, which is deep enough. Next I switched to the light orange. Next I switched to the blue. and then to the light yellow. If you will try to paint those ripples with really close shades, it will not look that sharp. I believe it will look more smooth because you're using too close shades, too close to each other. Use really different shades, different tones, dark and a light, and again light and a dark. In the center, it's nice to put light yellow, but again, between those light yellow, I still have darker looking orange. And yeah, all tinier details, let's say. I like to paint with a brush number 4 from the same set. It's again round shape with a pointy tip, just a smaller. How to understand that you painted enough of those brush strokes? Look, you have to cover the whole area with those brush strokes. If you still can see some of a previous color through your waves, through your sea, that means you have to layer more. Acrylic paintings in general, it's all about layering. Our main point for this tutorial is blending. That's true, but again, blending it's not the whole painting. Most difficult and most time-taking part in acrylic paintings, it's a layering and layering. Let's add a little bit of background with a deep burgundy shade, I'd say. It's same combination, red and blue, but this time mostly it was just a red and a tiny amount of blue. And a tiny touch with white on top of this small waves. Let me dry it again. You can stop right now, just put your sign and landscape done. As for me, look, first I like to fix some tiny details after first drying, and usually I'm checking if everything is correct. And another moment, somehow this type of landscapes without any objects here, looking a little bit empty, I'd say. And I like to add silhouette here, really simple. All you have to use just black color, so it's perfect for beginners. I transferred lines of sketch here. You can check how to do it on my channel through the short tutorial, or I can just explain it really fast. You have to print, sketch, you have to put a layer of graphite with your pencil on the backside, and just repeat all lines you have to transfer. That's it. This traceable available on a pattern for all my patterns, same with a real-time process. So all you have to do is plan your silhouette here and fill it with a black color. About brushes I use. Well, I highly recommend line brush because for branches I believe it's the best shape. Line for branches, long, and with a line brush you can control well, is it a thick or is it a thin branch. For tiny leaves here, I believe brush number 4 from the set is the best because it's a pointy, so it's giving a nice brush stroke close to the natural leaf. And same time it can fill a shape of the leaf with a black color. Try to be random. Try to create different looking branches and leaves, and also try to think how it's growing while you're painting. For example, branches. It's a thicker closer to the base and it's more thin when it's going till the end. And it's can be more soft and curved a little bit, especially if it's a bird sitting on this branch, and it can be more thick and straight if there is no birds and just a tiny amount of leaves. Also, you can add here, for example, flowers, again through silhouette techniques. And you can use so many ideas for this type of training paintings. It can be a tail of the whale. It can be a beautiful jumping dolphin, can be a flying flamingo birds, for example, or can be a boat. Really, lots and lots of ideas. If you will need some special traceable for this tutorial and you are my subscriber on a Patreon, just let me know there through the messenger, or you can send me a mail on my mailbox. Remember, main point today, it's a blending training. So try it more. You can use not only those colors I recommended today, you can find your own combinations. And on the next month, I will share to you more acrylic basic techniques. Remember, all basic techniques used for more complicated paintings. If you like this video, if you like to paint with acrylic more confident, subscribe my channel, don't miss other videos from this serial. Also, welcome on my Instagram, share to me your paintings, #PaintyKat. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.